We are coming up on one of the most important anniversaries in the history of post-World War II America. So let me take you back to 1944. President Roosevelt is in the middle of his fourth and last campaign for president. D-Day has happened, and General Bradley and General Patton are pushing across France and Belgium, about ready to strike at the heart of Germany, and MacArthur is rolling up the Japanese in the Southwest Pacific. What was happening here? A realization that in a few short months, over 11 million Americans would soon be demobilized, and that at the end of the conflict, with Europe ruined and part of Asia in tatters, was the United States that would be driving the economy for the rest of the 20th century. And that meant providing education and benefits to those millions of Americans who would come off active duty, seeking employment and seeking betterment. For the American people, it was needed because of our brand new responsibilities as the one and only global military and economic superpower. So, since that time in 1944, 75 years ago, when President Roosevelt signed the GI Bill, we have helped over 25 million American men and women who chose to serve their country, and we rewarded by providing them access to higher education. In addition, the son of the original GI Bill, the post 9/11 GI Bill, has educated and helped 750,000 Americans of a new generation, including their children and spouses who want to take advantage of the opportunity that service has given to their families. This was probably one of the most important pieces of social legislation ever passed by the United States Congress and ever signed by the President of the United States. We have been reaping the benefits of that far-seeing act for 75 years, and we wanted to continue for another 75. Happy birthday, GI Bill.
I just wanted to say, when I came out of the Army after serving in Korea, my father wanted me to become a policeman, and I thought, well, that's what I'd better do. But my company commander said, where do you want to go? What do you want to do? And I said, well, my father wants me to become a policeman. He said, no, I think you should go to college. You show me that you deserve to go to college. I said, sir, I don't have the grades and I don't have the money. He said, well, you're going to get the GI Bill. And he said, I went to Columbia between wars, between World War II and Columbia, and I'm going to write a letter to Columbia about you. And I was invited to take the SATs at Columbia, and I had an interview, and I did well on the SATs, and I did well on the interview, and I went to Columbia, and I was married in my sophomore year, had a child in my senior year, and were able to do all that, thank God, to the GI Bill.
Well, I'm Phil Rowe, Congressman from the 1st Congressional District of Tennessee, and just want to tell you a little bit about how the GI Bill affected my life. I served in the Army in 1973, 1974 in 2nd Infantry Division in Korea at Camp Casey near the DMZ, and I had a young family when I went in the Army. My son was 6 weeks old, and he was 12 weeks old when I got out of basic training, and the next time I saw him, he didn't know who I was. But after I completed my military service at Fort Eustis, Virginia, I went back and I had my training interrupted by the draft, the military draft. Now we have an all-volunteer Army, and this being the 75th anniversary of the Harry Comey GI Bill, I wanted to just tell you a little bit about how it affected me. When I got out, I applied for the GI Bill. I got $300 a month for the next 2 years when I was a resident physician at the City of Memphis hospitals. And it was incredible how much it helped me in my life and my family. And to this day, I'm very grateful that my country invested $300 a month in me for 2 years. And very proud of the fact that America did this for me. It was very helpful, and I know the GI Bill today that we have, the Forever GI Bill, is going to help young people far into the future and help transform this great country. So to the taxpayers and to the citizens of this country, thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Dr. Giovanna Norman, formerly Sergeant Campbell and Specialist Campbell. I served in the Missouri Army National Guard from 1994 until 1997. I did an inter-service transfer to the United States Marine Corps in 1997. I had a break-in service from 2001 to 2002, re-enlisted 2002 until 2007, and was a sergeant. I was able to benefit from the GI Bill first with obtaining my bachelor's degree, and towards the end of that I used the Yellow Ribbon program, which is also part of that for those of you who aren't familiar with it, to obtain my master's degree. I later obtained my PhD, and I also was able to purchase my first house using the GI Bill. So thank you. I'm so grateful for it. Bye-bye.
Hello, my name's Alvin Williams. I transferred my GI Bill to my daughter Isabel. She's actually graduating next month from Colorado College, and I know it's helped her greatly just to focus on her studies, so she's not having to take out loans, and she's pretty much going to graduate college debt-free. And I know she's got travel, and she's utilized the stipends as far as like being able to get the VAH, like the housing allowance and everything like that. So she's pretty much going to be a student who, in rare situations and occasions, graduates and free of debt. So I'm excited about that, and she's been able just to travel around and do lots of great things because of, having the GI Bill to use.
Hi, I'm Buzz Hefty. I'm a retired Marine, spent 20 years in the Marine Corps before I had a career in the corporate world thereafter. However, when I returned from Vietnam after 10 years in the Marine Corps, I was stationed off of military bases, had no opportunity to have on-base housing, so either was challenged with finding a place to rent or finding a place we could afford to live in. We found the house, and thankfully we had the opportunity to get a VA loan. It was the first time we'd ever done it. It was a chance for us to buy a home of our own in Spokane, Washington. We were married, had 3 young children, and dollars were very scarce. Thank you to the VA loan, we were able to have a home of our own. We lived in it for 3 years, sold it when we left, but it was the beginning of us being able to have a house of our own. And thank you to the VA and the VA loan system, which allowed us to do that.